Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Wild Yoga Tribe podcast. I'm your host, Lily Allen Duenas. Together, we'll talk about the world of yoga and we'll talk to people from around the world. Before diving into the episode, I wanted to invite you to head on over to my Patreon account. I would love your support, and I'm thrilled to have this beautiful community space where we can do yoga together, meditate together, and you'll get access to exclusive content. Get ready for some private Zoom Q&As, free printable art, meditation recordings, and more. Follow the link in the show notes to get started, or head on over to any of my social media channels or my website, wildyogatribe.com, to hang out, get to know each other better, and find out more about all the support and resources available to you. Ready to dive in? Let's get started. Namaste, family, and welcome back to the Wild Yoga Tribe podcast. Today, I'm so excited to welcome Ahmet Sagna onto the show today. He's a yoga teacher from Senegal, and he has been teaching Hatha yoga since 2012. And he first discovered yoga for the first time in Dakar, Senegal, with a friend. And then in 2016, he traveled to India to go to Vyasa in Bangalore for a yoga certification. He's also a massage therapist and a gym and sports teacher in a public school in Senegal. So I'm so excited to talk to him more about his story and his journey. So thank you so much, Ahmet, for being on the show today.
Thank you, Lily.
So for starters, how did yoga first come into your life? I know it was through a friend, but walk us through that. What happened?
I'm a gym teacher, and one day a student missed the class, and I asked him where he was last week. Told me he went to do yoga, and I was so surprised. He asked me, you want to try? I said, of course, yes, I want to try. And he invited me to this class, yoga, and it was my first time to do yoga.
And so did you immediately love it, or did it take you some time to like yoga?
After the class, I immediately listen to my body, and as yoga, if you go to have more energy to start another class, and I say, wow, this is good spot, and I think it's for me. It's why I decided to learn more about it.
Yeah. And what made you want to go to India to do your yoga certification?
For me, it's interesting if I want to be a teacher to visit this country, to go to the source of, yoga. I am so enthusiastic to India. At that time, I had this idea, but I don't have money for this time. But one day, I just was at school with my student, and my yoga teacher here in Senegal called me to India. I said, okay, I'm at the India in Senegal want to take some people to learn yoga in India. That's why I ask you, if you want, I can give your name to the embassy. I say, okay, yeah. And he gave my name, and they called me why we want to do yoga, why. And we answer many questions, and then they finally took two people, me and you were two, to go to India in time. And then after very so went there. Now I think we are 10 went to course.
Wow. So the Indian embassy in Senegal, the Indian embassy wanted to send a couple people from Senegal to learn yoga in India. So like on a sponsorship or scholarship?
Exactly, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And so at that time that you got certified and that you went to India, I know that was years ago, was there any yoga centers in Senegal, or yoga teachers or yoga teacher training schools, or was that not an option?
Before we have good here, but kind of yoga school who was not very famous, because it's only here rich people who was doing yoga. And my teacher founder was here after 90, I think 1960. It was rich people who go to do yoga. It's only
Okay.
the only something. And this teacher was teaching. I mean, it kind of mixed yoga. He was teaching yoga and Kemetic yoga from Egypt. And my first feedback here it was taught by your teacher.
Okay, that's great. And so then now we can fast forward to 2022. So now, is there a lot of yoga studios?
Now there is a lot of yoga studios, and there is so many yoga teachers, people, and also foreigner yoga who are not journalists but foreigners. There are many here. Now you find many center of yoga now, and many teachers with different style or different type of yoga, like vinyasa, hatha yoga, nidra, and I didn't see yet Ashtanga yoga, but this vinyasa, hatha yoga, nidra yoga, you will find it now here.
Wonderful. And do you teach yoga in schools as well? I know you're a sports and gym teacher. So are you teaching to students and children?
Yeah, sometimes because I think it's the most important why I decide to do yoga. It's about to teach youth. It's about to student at school. Because I did young who have like 11, 12, 18, and they need some time you to have to develop concentration sometime. And also here where I went to forget the name, but kind of it's not like Europe. In Europe, you will have maybe 20 in the classroom or 15. But here you will have, for example, I will take one of my class. The number you will find 70 students. Imagine, and
Wow.
sometimes difficult to have attention from students, and sometimes you should do some exercise to improve concentration. But it's so difficult to do meditation because we don't have shelves here. We do our class outside on the playground, and we don't have shelf to cover from sun. And sometimes it's hard for them to sit comfortably to do meditation. But we do exercise for sure some asanas sometimes.
Okay. Yeah. So if you don't have any covering for to practice yoga or to practice meditation and you always are outside, then yeah, I imagine it would be really hot sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. And so how old are they? How old are your students?
At school, you mean
Yes.
11 or 12.
And how do they like yoga?
For them, it's first time they do yoga. Sometimes they watch movie and they see the times of this yoga. I have this kind of thought when one day I they must don't sit comfortably, close your eyes, and they start to do. And I say, wow. They say it's yoga. I say, how you know it? They say, you watch it. Okay. I say, okay, it's also yoga, but it's not really what you will think it's about yoga. And wait, we will try to do some posture and you will see. And we try to do some exercise and after they say, ah, is it yoga? I say, yes, what you say yoga. Yoga is not like you will sit here and have to jump to the mantra or
Okay. So obviously a lot of your students have a different idea of what yoga is before they
yeah.
start practicing it. So, could you tell us what yoga is, your personal definition of yoga?
For me, yoga, if you try to stop this repetition of mantra to focus on your, something higher, something to the highest way, I think it what I can call yoga.
It's a stilling of the mind, it's a calming of the mind, it's the centering of the mind.
Ever. It's what I want to say when I just explain because our mantra is like a monkey jump everywhere. Think a lot of. But
Yeah, the
if
monkey
you
that jumps from branch to branch is like
uh,
the mind.
exactly, and when you can, it's my definition of yoga.
Okay, that's great. And so, why do you think it's important that yoga is in every country around the world now? The Indian embassy in Senegal knew that it was important that yoga comes to Senegal. So, why do you think it's important that yoga is everywhere?
If you look around the world, you will see many bad things. World environment are not good. No, people are doing bad things. I think it's good to teach people yoga because yoga will help you to help to get peace in time. Our outside is the manifestation of our inside. And I think if many people do yoga, I think we will have it in the world and we will have better world.
It's beautiful. And I would love to hear about what you think yoga has brought into your life. Like, what gifts has yoga given you?
Yoga gives me a lot of things and kind of kindness and also opportunity. Yeah. No, because yoga gives me love, God gives me kind and I'm always different with a friend around me because the way I think and the way I see, not the same way. It may be because I'm a little bit in another way, people are in another way. And it's about doing yoga. I'm say people, okay, it's not something very important, but for me, so then sometimes I say, well, I cannot imagine why I don't have to. I say I don't need it because I think, or if I sit comfortable, close my eyes, I will have television inside. But this television, I can focus to something and it like my objective, can focus about what I want to and then conquer in my life. And everyone have in time. I mean, television. Now it's depends what you want to watch in time. If you want to watch in time, I think we have the outside. But if you want to watch something, right, have it outside. Time was that man was green good thing. Yeah.
So it seems like yoga has given you so many gifts, and I've loved hearing more about how yoga brings you love. I think that's such a beautiful thing to say. And I was also hoping that you could share with us more about Senegal. In case some of our listeners aren't very familiar with Senegal in general, can you share with us more about your country?
Yeah. Senegal is a small country to West Africa, West Gambia. We have kind of a melting pot. We have many, if I can call it like this. We have all these have Yola will talk dialect, Yola, Wolof, Tukula. And we have at the same time, I mean, official language, it's Spanish.
Thank you so much for sharing about Senegal. It was great to hear more about it. And so, if some of our listeners want to get in touch with you, I think the best way probably would be on Instagram. Is that correct?
Well, Senegal.
Great. So I will link to your Instagram account here in the show notes and on my website, wildyogatribe.com/yoga in Senegal. So you can find Amit's social media, his Instagram there, as well as more details about this podcast episode and a transcript of the podcast itself. So you can read along while you're listening if you'd like. So thank you so much, Amit, for being on the show today. It's been such a joy to be with you. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Wild Yoga Tribe podcast. My conversation with Amit Sagna, a yoga teacher from Senegal, was so interesting as we really discussed why it's important for there to be yoga in all the countries around the world. As a school gym teacher, Ahmet brings yoga to young people in classes, as well as to his community as a whole. If you're looking to tune into a podcast episode that's all about yoga in Senegal, then this is the conversation for you. Thank you for listening to the Wild Yoga Tribe podcast. Be well. Thank you for the gift of your attention today. If you feel called, please share this episode with someone who you think could benefit from it. Leaving a review would also be so appreciated. I also hope you can join me online on my website, wildyogatribe.com, or on social media. I would love to get to know you better. I would love to share with you and to hear your thoughts. Send me a DM, send me a note, get in touch. It would be great to hear from you. And as always, be well, dear one, be well.